Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here at Ciocca Ford in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. And the first thing you see behind me is an Explorer. And you say, Mike, you just did an Explorer SD a couple days ago. What's the story? I said, well, you know what? I came over to the dealership, see if they had anything in that was new, because new cars are hard to come by. And they said, we just got in an Explorer Timberline, which is a brand new trim for 2022 that I've never seen before. So I figured, you know what? Let's make another Explorer video. So here we are with the 2022 Ford Explorer Timberline edition. Let's get to it. All right, the front end of the car looking good. This is in a forged green with the orange accent striping, which I think looks great together. We have LED signature lighting all over the car, which means you're going to get LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, LED fog lamps. We have the Ford badge right in the middle. I love that orange highlights down around the license plate. And then we have those orange tow hooks and the skid plates underneath, because this is an off-road trim for the Explorer. All right, wheel and tire setup for the Explorer Timberline. We have an 18-inch wheel, which is gloss black. We have larger rotors and calipers for that off-road action, as well as suspension tuned for the off-road experience. We have all-terrain tires, 265, 65 series sidewall 18s. All four corners on this all-wheel drive SUV. Full side profile of the Explorer. Again, it's the same shape as the ST we saw the other day at George Wall. This is in that lovely green. It also has green interior, and I said, green on green, I got to do the video. Looking good. Same muscular body lines going from the side view mirror all the way to the back tail light. However, as we move in closer with the off-road trim, you do get the flat black plastic around the wheel wells, and that prevents it from chipping and whatnot while you're off on the trails. We have flat black on the side view mirror. We do have 360 cameras on this Timberline, which is really nice. We're color matched on the front and rear door handle. The fuel filler cap is on the left side of the car. And as we come around the back, we have a color matched shark fin antenna. And up here, we do have a panoramic sunroof option on this SUV. All right, towards the back end of the Explorer, again, we have LED tail lights. The turn signals are bulbs, so it does not look like we have LED turn signals. We have the Timberline badge on the left, the four-wheel drive badge on the right. We have that roof spoiler coming up over the top of the back window, but we have that wiper sitting on the bottom. I'd like to see Ford tuck that up underneath the roof spoiler so we can clean up the back end, and also that's going to help protect it from the elements and from car washes. As we move down, we have flat black along the bumper, and we have the trailer tow package on this particular Timberline, which is going to give you 5,300 pounds of towing capacity overall. All right, engine time. What we're looking at here is Ford's 2.3 liter EcoBoost inline four-cylinder engine, mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, making 300 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. MPGs, 19 in the city, 21 on the highway, 20 combined. The engine's minimum octane rating is 87, so you can run this on regular unleaded gasoline. All right, we are inside the Explorer Timberline for 2022. And before we get set with this interior, very green interior review, how much is it? Well, the way this one is optioned, the MSRP is $50,560. Let's check out the interior. All right, to the footbox. My apologies for the noise coming from the highway, but this dealership's very close to Route 1, and there's a lot of traffic. So we get to the footbox. We have rubberized finish on the dead pedal, brake, and accelerator. That's fine. We got an off-road trim. It's going to get dirty in here, so no need for anything fancier than what we have. When we move over, we have power seats for the driver and the front passenger with lumbar in this really nice green leather with orange cross stitch, which looks great. We have this nice cloth insert to break things up, and then you have the Timberline logo embossed into both the driver's front seat and the passenger front seat. Nice touch. All right, to the door panel, we have soft touch material on top, followed by this green with orange cross stitch. We have silver around the door handle, which is nice, and flat black on the switchgear. So I think it's a very handsome door panel. We move over to the dash. We have soft touch material up top. We have this kind of silver pattern to break it up here. Soft touch material downstairs. And then we have a nice large glove box. All right, to the infotainment system. This one is equipped with the 8-inch Sync 3 system. So this does not have that additional $1,000 package that gets you that big vertically mounted 11-inch screen. But the Sync 3 and the smaller screen for me is just fine. It is touchscreen. You can make it bigger or make it smaller by swiping. You have your apps that you can get into. You can add your phone via Bluetooth. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Nav, everything you really need here. So, you know, it's nice. We have the heating and cooling vents on either side. And then as we move down, we have a little tray in here where you can keep change or anything you may need, and it's rubber, so things won't fly around. Your engine start-stop button is up here. We have our heat and air conditioning, right, for the driver and for the passenger, which is a nice touch. Down below, we have a 12-volt right there, and then a USB-A and a USB-C. No wireless charging in the Timberline. We have our dial to go through the gears of this 10-speed automatic with manual options if you would like. We have our key fob, Ford key fob, unlock, lock, remote start, open the tailgate, panic button, nice looking key fob, nice weight, not too heavy, 2 cup holders and a snack tray. Down here we have the electric parking brake, and we have our drive modes. I'll go through the drive modes when we get to the dash. And then we have our hill descent control. In here, another little snack tray. This is where the wireless charging would go if you have one equipped with it. We have a nice semi-soft armrest. And as we open it up, we have a nice snack tray, which is removable. And we have another 12-volt in there. All right, the Ford Explorer steering wheel. We have a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel with orange cross-stitch on the inside, which ties it in from the door panels and the seats, which I think is nice. We have a pretty plain Jane Ford logo horn button. We have our flat black controls for your lane keep assist and cruise control on the left. Over here, this would be your voice commands and telephone controls. We do have plastic paddles to go up and down this 10-speed automatic. We have our bright lights and windshield washers on the left stalk. And then over here, we have our front and rear wipers. Down on the left, you have a button to open up the automatic tailgate. You have your headlight controls here, and then dim or brighten the dashboard. As we move into the dash, as you can see, we have part analog and part digital. Analog gauges for your speedometer and tachometer, but then digital gauges, believe it or not, for the fuel and the coolant temperature, and then a digital gauge in the middle. Now, as you change modes, this part of the digital dash will change. We have normal, We have Eco. We have Sport. We have Tow Haul. And then we have to go back the other way on the dial to get back to where we were. We have Slippery and Trail and Deep Snow and Sand. So we got a whole bunch of action going on with the drive modes in this Timberline. We're going to leave it in Sport for our drive today. But unlike the ST we saw the other day, we had a full 12-inch digital dash. This one, since it's a lower price point and a lower trim from the ST, you're going to get part analog and part digital. But overall, it looks pretty good. All right, we are in the mid-row of the Timberline. It's a 3-row SUV. And just like the ST, I have plenty of room, headroom, knee room. The seat is set for my driving position, no problem. Plenty of shoulder width room. Same door panels as you have on the front. Soft touch material up top. We have the green with the orange cross stitch. Nice silver around the horn button, or excuse me, not horn button. Nice silver around the door handle, flat black on the switch gear. And we have the armrest. And as I was talking about, in the Telluride yesterday, the Explorer has a much wider width to the captain's chair's armrests. I'm going to tilt the camera down. Hopefully I can get the right angle to show you the width of this, which is much wider and much easier to put your arm on. So I like this, and I like the fact that it also has the green with the orange. So that's a nice touch. All right, the rear passenger center console, we do have a USB-A, USB-C, and a 12-volt here. That got you covered here. Again, we have this empty area right here. Now, I don't know if this is where it goes, but I was talking to Ford after I did that ST review, and a lot of these Explorers are being delivered heated rear seat capable, but the chips aren't installed in the car. And so it comes with the capability and all of the infrastructure for the mid-row heated seats, but they're not functional yet because the chips aren't there, and Ford's delivering them this way to the dealers to speed up delivery times. And once the chips come in, they will be shipped to the dealer, and the dealer will install them and make the rear heated seats functional. So that's a nice bit of information that I did get from Ford after that ST review. We also have nice pouches behind the two front seats for the rear seat passengers. And so things are looking good back here. And if I forgot to show you, we have two cup holders down below as well. Getting into the third row, we showed you on the ST, it's pretty difficult, but what you need to do is you need to come around, reach up, pull the bar, pull the seat forward, and then pull that up to lean this forward to have any shot at getting in the back. And it's pretty tight. So we're gonna try to get in the back here. I just stepped through a seat belt trying to get back here. It's not easy. And now we're finally in the back, and just like the ST, it's pretty tight back here. My knees are really high. I'll have to have the seat in front of me in the mid row way up to even fit. So again, third row passengers, you know, are going to be tight. So little kids, maybe. I don't know how many people are actually going to use the third row to actually put people in. Let me know what you think, but overall it's pretty tight. We do have a cup holder down by me on my knee. We do not have any connectivity in the third row, but we do have heat and air conditioning vents in the ceiling on both sides, so at least people will get some air and won't get too stuffy back here. All right, rear cargo area time. You can open it from the dash, you can open it from the key fob, but you can also come up, and there's a little arrow right here on the flat black for the Explorer badge on the tailgate. There's a button underneath there, you push it. We have nice electric assist on the way up, electric assist on the way down, and you have a nice storage area here in the back with two cargo stubbies on the left and right. And then you open this up and you have more storage there. So it is a nice area for you. Now to get the third row down in this particular car, it can be optioned with power fold seats, but this one is not. So in order to get the third row down, you pull this, that drops down, and you push the seat down. Again, pull the strap, headrest folds down, push the seat down, and now you have much more room with that rear, with that third row down. We can store a lot more stuff as well, which is a nice touch. And then to get the second row down, again, we should, like the ST, we have to go around to the side, pull this up, and the seat folds flat. Come around to the other side, pull up on the lever, this folds flat. And now we have a lot more space in the back for those larger items, your Costco run, your Home Depot, Lowe's run, antiquing. A lot of stuff can fit in here, bikes, any kind of gear you want to put in here. You're good to go with it all down. You got some nice room. There it is. There she blows. They hit it. I thought maybe it was the switch for the LED light right here, but no, it is. There's your 12 volt. Wow, they're getting tricky. There it is. On the right side of the cargo area, we have that 12 volt. And it's not marked. So again, it was covert 12 volt. All right, here's a quick shot of the window sticker, which will give you all the information and everything that is set up inside this car. And let's take her for a drive. All right, we are pulling out a Ciocca Ford, and we are going to get ourselves out on the road once we can merge with the Route 1 traffic. And right away, this 2.3 liter EcoBoost is a quick little engine. I mean, I thought maybe this big Explorer, you know, over 4,000 pounds of gross weight, this little engine was going to feel way underpowered, but it doesn't. But it does feel a little herky-jerky out of first and second as you step on the gas, more than the 3 liter EcoBoost does. So it is not as smooth out of first and second, at least so far on this drive, than the 3 liter EcoBoost is. They both have the same exact transmission. So the transmissions are pretty much the same. So, you know, they've given this a little bit, it's a little bit herky-jerky. And when you step on it, it is a little bit buzzier than the 3 liter EcoBoost. And, you know, it is an inline 4, so it is a much smaller engine. But 300 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque is nothing to shake a stick at, and it's still able to tow 5,300 pounds. The ST was able to tow 5,600 pounds, so it's still got plenty of towing capacity. And, you know, the Telluride that we did yesterday has a lot more tech than this car has, but even with the 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6, it's rated at 5,000 pounds. So the turbochargers do help it. And EcoBoost in Ford language does mean turbocharged power. And overall, though, it's got a nice smooth ride. We got the all-terrain tires on it, but yet it still remains nice and smooth on the road. The handling is nice and direct, right? You point the car where you want it to go, and it goes, which is nice. And when you want to step on it and merge it with traffic or get on down the road, it really moves nicely. So I would not say this EcoBoost engine is underpowered at all. They did a nice job making this truck responsive enough with the smaller engine. Now, what I find interesting is the gas mileage between the two engines is basically the same. You know, combined driving 20 miles a gallon is about the same. So you're not going to save any gas by going with the smaller engine, opposed to the 3-liter EcoBoost. So I find that very interesting that that would happen. Boy, there's a lot of construction out here. You would think that this EcoBoost 4-cylinder would have more get up and go than or more gas mileage, a higher gas mileage rating than that 3-liter EcoBoost, but it doesn't. So that's interesting. So I think if I had my druthers, I'd have the 3-liter rather than the 2.3 if the gas mileage rating is the same. But it all depends on what trim you would like to have. If you want the lower trim levels, XLT and the Timberline, you're going to get the 4-cylinder engine. You want the EcoBoost, you got to step up in price. You got to step up in price to either an ST or a King Ranch. And now you're going from a price point of $50,000 for this particular Timberline trim to $59,000, almost $60,000 for the ST and the King Ranch. So there is a big difference in price. So for you, it all depends on what you're going to use your Explorer for. Are you going to use it for hauling stuff around and just everyday use, road use, and all that good stuff? Well, then, you know, the 2.3 liter might not be objectionable for you because it's plenty quick enough. If you want more performance out of your Explorer, then the 3-liter EcoBoost is going to give you 400 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque in the ST, and it's going to give you in the King Ranch, that 3-liter EcoBoost has been tuned down a little bit to 365 horsepower. So the ST has the edge, which is supposed to, since it's a Ford performance product. So it really depends on what you want to use it for. But overall, for the price point of $50,000, I like how this one is equipped. I love the green on green. I think it's a great idea with the orange stitching. And I love the Timberline logo that's on the car. I love the fact that it's higher up off the ground. They've raised the ground clearance by about 1 inch on the Timberline opposed to another Explorer, so you can clear more stuff if you're off on the trails. So I think that's a good idea, as well as, you know, the off-road tires, the all-terrain tires, which you can use off-road, and they feel very smooth on-road. You know, I wouldn't even know they were on if I didn't see them before I got in the car. It feels nice and smooth. So overall, I think the Timberline is a really good package. It's really a good addition to the Ford Explorer trim levels because, you know, come on, let's be honest, the Explorer was getting stale. You know, the design was getting a bit stale. The interiors were getting a bit stale. They were getting passed by Kia, Hyundai, Toyota, Honda. And so they had to do something to get this Explorer looking fresh again. And I think, but with it adding the Timberline trim and with adding the King Ranch trim, they've helped themselves out. Now, I'm a big Explorer fan. Like I said in the ST video, I've owned 2 of them way back in the day, Gen 1 and Gen 2 Explorers. But I like what they've done here in 2022. I look forward to seeing what they have up their sleeve for 2023 for the Explorers. Right now, if you want to order a Ford Explorer, the orders are open for 2023. So you can order yourself a 2023 if you don't want to buy a 2022. But again, let me know what you think. This is the second Explorer we've done in the last 3 cars. I really want to thank Ciocca Ford in Lawrenceville for making this Explorer Timberline available to the channel for review this morning. I also would like to thank all of you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. And also, please consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you'll never miss another Shabby's Rides video. And I'll see all of you on the rebound. Take care, everybody.